Hey there, creepy peeps. My name is Nightmare Maven, and I love talking about horror. Y'all wanted more book content? You're getting more book content. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. I'm so glad you found my channel. Hopefully you stick around for a little bit if you like horror movies and horror books. This is the place for you. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. So glad I didn't scare you away. It has been so long since I've done a tag video, and I was watching Mandy's Morgue of Horror, and I saw that she did this Summerween book tag, which was created by Little Ghost Creations. So I will link both of those videos in the description. You should definitely check out both of those channels. They're awesome, big spooky horror vibes, so go sub. There's a good amount of questions to get through on this one, so get comfy, get some tea, get some coffee, a snack, and let's jump right in. First question, what spooky reads are you most excited about in your TBR list / pile right now? My TBR is so extensive that it spans this entire cart and 3 bookshelves that are on the other side of the camera right now. I have a problem. It's just so hard not to buy all of these awesome books, and I work in a bookstore, which makes it so much more difficult to, you know, exercise self-control. So among all of the books I still have left to read, the ones I'm excited for the most, like right now in this moment, are The Lost Village by Camilla Sten. It just looks really good. They advertise it as the Blair Witch Project meets Midsommar. So I'm excited. I'm also really excited to read Tender is the Flesh. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the author's name. I'll learn by the time I review this book, but I've heard very interesting things. It's definitely on a lot of people's like most disturbing books they've ever read list, so I'm excited for that. I'm also really excited for this middle grade spooky book that I heard about on Mandy's Morgue of Horror, which just sounded really good. It's called Hide and Seeker. This one's middle grade, but the cover looks like so scary that I can't resist. I'm also really excited for 2 upcoming books, the new Grady Hendrix book, Final Girl Support Group, and the new Stephen Graham Jones book, My Heart is a Chainsaw, which are coming out like very, very soon. They are both part of our Creepy Book Club reads for this year. So the Grady Hendrix one is our August read, and Stephen Graham Jones's new book is our September read. So if you want to join us, you should. What is your favorite revenge novel? We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix. It doesn't seem like a revenge story, but it totally is. Like, it utilizes so many different like elements of horror that I feel like it just spans a bunch of different subgenres of horror. The ending is really satisfying, especially after everything our main character is put through at the hands of her former bandmate. So what's a horror or thriller crime book you wish you could experience for the first time? Taking this question as like experiencing it for the first time without any prior knowledge of it. So in that case, my answer is The Shining by Stephen King. I would just love to know how I would feel about this book if I had read it first without ever having experienced the movie or anything like that, or not knowing anything about it. So if I could just like wipe my memory and then go back in time to when this first came out, that would be really fascinating. Sucks to suck. You are just given a handful of your least favorite candy. The one not even your siblings or friends will trade for. What candy is it, and what spooky book did you want to love that disappointed you? My least favorite candy is definitely Good and Plenty's. I'm so sorry if you like them, but if you do, I don't know that I trust you. In terms of book, Ritual by Adam Neville. I had seen the movie before reading this, and I really liked the movie. I thought the movie did a really good job of like taking the best parts of this book and then changing the stuff that definitely needed to be changed, because reading the book, it just, whoo, man, it was a huge disappointment, and it was a slog to get through because I just hated the main character so much. He was such an asshole. Time to put on your costume. If you could exist in one spooky novel, which one would it be? And who would your best friend be? Spooky like world that I want to live in, Autumn Crow. This is by Cameron Chaney, who is also another horror booktuber. So the town of Autumn Crow is very sinister, big spooky vibes. It like just fully encapsulates what Halloween is, like fun but super duper scary, and and I love that. Of like who my best friend would be, I don't know if they meant a fictional character. If that's the case, Gideon from Gideon the Ninth. Why would she be an Autumn Crow? I don't know, but she is in my fantasy and we're gonna be besties. So what is your favorite haunted house book and or a television show? My favorite haunted house book is definitely The Haunting of Hill House. It's just, I love this book so much. It scared the crap out of me, and I don't know, I love it. I love it. As for TV show, I'm gonna go with reality TV here and say Ghost Hunters. I used to be so obsessed with that show. I still love it. Ghost Adventures can suck it. Food question. You can only pick one from each. Would you rather? So first, would you rather is chocolate or sour candy? I have to go with sour candy on this one. Chocolate is great, but I get tired of it quickly, and I usually go for the more like expensive, better made chocolate. So I usually just have it in moderation. Whereas sour candy, like you can hand me like a giant bag of Sour Patch Kids and I'll just go to town. Second, would you rather is coffee or tea? And I hate that because I just want to pick both. I drink both every single day. I really had to pick one. Just for the rest of my life, I could only have one. I would probably go with tea because I could get over the initial like withdrawal of not having coffee, because there is caffeinated tea. It's just not as caffeinated. I like decaf tea more than I like decaf coffee, I guess. So I feel like I'd just overall be happier with tea. And the third, would you rather apple or pumpkin pie? Apple pie all the way. It is far superior to pumpkin pie, and I will die on that hill. What's your favorite book with a witch or a woman who gets screwed over by society and the patriarchy? The Year of the Witching is a great example of that. A woman who is also a witch who is screwed over by society and the patriarchy, and then she kicks the patriarchy's ass. I wasn't a huge fan of the ending of this, I will say, but overall, just it is it's a very satisfying read. Which book on your shelves or audiobook library has the scariest book cover? This isn't a horror book, really. I think it's got like horror elements, and it's like it's got like a sinister tone to it. It's on my TBR technically, so I haven't read it, but it's a children's Bible. I know it doesn't seem like it would be the scariest cover, but stuff like this just like freaks me out, especially given the title, like a children's Bible. And then the way they like colored, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, I might put up a better picture, the eyes of the animals on the Bible just freaks me out. Like I just think of like evil woodland critters that like eat people alive or something. I don't think that's what this book is about, but that's, the cover gives me those vibes. It's Summerween and it's hot outside. What book or books do you recommend that give off summer vibes? Think lakes, cabins, beaches, etc. Whatever reminds you of summer. My best friend's exorcism definitely gives me summer vibes. I think technically, if I remember correctly, it does take place partially during a school year, so it's not really summer. But the vibes of it just like, does it not just like look like a summer read? I feel like it is. So but like actual summer books that take place over like a summer vacation, big summer vibes, Burnt Offerings and Summer of Night. You and your friends are exploring a well-known haunted house. You get separated and suddenly you hear screams coming from somewhere upstairs. You run into the next room and find two of your friends. Which two fictional characters are they, and who do you want in this situation with you? My answer is like both for these two questions. Like these are my two like fictional character friends, and these are the two I want in the situation with me. I'm going back to, again, Gideon from Gideon the Ninth. She's an absolute badass. She can definitely protect me. This is who I want her to be my friend. I also kind of want to make out with her, and I want her in this situation with me. If there's something scary going down, you want Gideon on your team. Also kind of along the same lines of like a badass character that I definitely want to be friends with, maybe kind of want to make out with. And also I want in this particular situation with me, Andy from Meddling Kids, also a badass, just feel like would feel safe no matter what was going on, whether it's ghosts or like a human kind of monster. So, trick or treat. Stephen King, H.P. Lovecraft, Mary Shelley, and Shirley Jackson are at your front door. Who do you give the best and biggest candy bar to? Easy, Mary Shelley. She was a total badass, and we have her to thank for parts of the horror genre and like the entire science fiction genre. Next biggest candy bar would definitely go to Shirley Jackson. Also a total badass and influenced the likes of Stephen King, who I'd probably give like a fun-sized candy bar to. I don't like love his writing, but I agree with a lot of what he writes on Twitter, so. And H.P. Lovecraft would get a rock like thrown to his face. And finally, what is your favorite spooky book to movie adaptation where both of them are good? I think Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark fits the bill so well for this question. The books are obviously iconic. People who are like kind of around my age or in that vicinity remember growing up with these stories and those iconically terrifying illustrations that just kept us all up at night. The stories weren't even that bad. It was the illustrations. I think the movie that came out, was it 2 years ago now? I think the movie did such a good job of like taking just an anthology of scary stories and putting it into like one cohesive narrative with characters that I really liked, and it's like big Halloween vibes that, you know, like the cozy kind of autumnal but scary vibes that you want like out of an October movie. I think they did a really good job with the movie, honestly. Like, I was apprehensive when they announced it, but when I saw it, it ended up being really good. So there you have it. That is my Summerween book tag. The questions will be in a pinned comment in the comment section, so it should be right at the top if you want to answer the questions for yourself, whether it's in the comments or you want to make your own video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, become a creepy peep today. I post 2 new videos a week, which means I'll see you very soon. Until then, stay strange. Bye.